Hey everybody, it's Margaret Ellen. Today I want to talk to you all about the business plan. The last video we talked about getting your mind prepared in terms of looking at your finances a little bit differently. I'm posting another video later on, one about budget, and then I'll be doing another one about savings. But before we get to all of that, I want to talk about the business plan. And I've got one of my old business plans from a little while back, and I kind of want to go through it and make sure that we hit the marks in terms of some things that should be present. It'll kind of help you get your thought process, in the right way, and kind of the things that people want to see, especially if you're talking about taking this in front of investors or a bank or something of that nature. So first we're going to start with the owner statement. The owner statement is basically you're going to want to cover kind of when and why you are doing what you're doing, and kind of a short synopsis of your business. So this is going to be where if someone asks you, well, what do you do? And where are you? And how long have you been there? That's where you're going to answer those questions, kind of in a short format. The next thing that you're going to give is your executive summary. You're going to get to the business of, the purpose of you presenting them with this business plan, and let them know what you're looking for. If you're looking for an investor, if you're looking for a line of credit, and kind of get right into it. Like, I need this much money because I want to do this, and kind of give your overview of the standards of your business and kind of some of your practices that you plan on executing. The way that I did this one is for because I did massage therapy, and so this one is kind of set up more geared towards that. But it was a section called purpose, priorities, and goals. So basically, you give projections as to what your business goals are. What are you trying to do in the long run? So that would be your 1 year mark, and what are you doing right now to get there? So this is a good place to kind of set up step by step and lay out a timeline as to what you want to accomplish. And this goes all the way, from your 6-month projection, your 1 year, your 3 year, and your 5 year plan. Within your 5 year plan, that should be your best case scenario, all things considered. This is where I want my business to be. Your business description is going to be not so much what you do day to day, but what is it that you're offering, and why. And this is going to kind of be like, this is where you're going to describe the need that you found that we talked about in the video before. This is where you're going to describe what need you're filling, or what, or what niche you're trying to get into. That's where you're going to describe that. Your next thing is going to be your marketing plan. Your marketing plan, you're going to want to cover how you plan on letting people know what it is that you're offering. There's a lot that marketing is going to be its own video alone, but for intents and purposes of this, you kind of want to look at how many different avenues are you going to utilize. This is a big deal when you start talking about things like budget, because some things are free, some things are inexpensive, and some things are a little bit over the top. So in here you kind of want to look at networking. You want to look at your use of the internet. You're going to want to look at your use of print media. But the basic thing is, when you go back to your executive summary and they say, okay, well, what do you want? The amount of money that you said that you wanted to be able to do these things, you have to kind of keep that in mind. And you don't want to say some outrageous things in here and say, well, I want a 30 seconds at the Super Bowl, if it's not feasible with the amount of money that you bring to the table to do that. You don't want to really go over the top in your marketing plan. You want to be realistic and strategic. Love that word. The next part is your risk assessment. you want to look at kind of what things could go wrong, and you want to look at what's going to happen, in an economic downturn. Will your business be able to sustain? And if you believe so, this is where you're going to explain how. You're going to give your contingency plan as what happens when this all sets afire. And this is where you're going to do what you're going to do in your risk assessment. My favorite part is the financial analysis. And you want to look at things like whatever type of overhead that you're going to have, whatever bills you're going to have to pay on a monthly basis. You take that and you set that out for the year, rent or utilities or something like that. You're going to space that out for a year. That's your budget. That's what you think it's going to take to make that happen for a year. Some really sound advice that I received from a mentor of mine is that whatever you put down here on your financial analysis, you need to triple that. You need to make that be for at least 3 years. I got that information from an excellent makeup artist who suffered some situations post Katrina, but was able to maneuver because she's an excellent businesswoman, and gave me that advice. And it's like, you need to make sure that you have 3 years together and know what you're going to do, because anything can happen. You can turn around and the whole place is flooded, and you got to start from scratch somewhere else. So shout out to BGD. You're going to want to look at whatever type of what you're going to charge for your services, or how you're going to price your merchandise. You're going to want to look at that and kind of give that information. And if you get it down to the basics, you can take all of this information step by step. You can take all of that over to the Urban League, and they can help you sort it out and figure out the best way to present everything. But you definitely want to at least get this far ahead. The next thing is going to be kind of like your day-to-day operations and how you plan on doing business. Are you going to be open Sunday to Sunday? Are you going to be open, a few days a week, only a couple of hours? Are you going to stagger your hours so that you can accommodate the demographic that you're targeting? That's where you're going to put that information in terms of your operations. Now, there's some optional things. Your success strategy is that's one thing that I had in here. And you put something like that in there for your success strategies. This extra section is strictly for selling purposes. If you're taking this business plan and you're using it to get money from somewhere, that's something that you want to have in there. That's just kind of some fluff, if you ask me, in terms of having a business plan to know what you're going to do. It's good motivationally, but when it comes down to what you need, when you want to look back at your business plan and kind of make sure that you're on track with where you're trying to go, it's decent to have, but it's not always necessary. It's optional. In the appendix, you want to put your resume. You want to put an example of some of your promotional material, and you want to put references also. Because if you've been in the industry that you're trying to break into independently, you want people that can say, well, yes, I know that, he or she has done well in this industry, and, and this is how, or they've helped me, or, they've worked with me, or they've worked for me. You want to put those people in there. And that's pretty much the rundown on the business plan. Again, that piece of information about padding it for 3 years was probably that was life-changing information that she gave to me, because you honestly, you don't know what will happen. And I've been studying business since I was about 12, and I was 21 before I heard that, to set it up and look at 3 years. So hopefully that'll kind of jumpstart you in putting together your business plan and figuring out exactly how you want to package that and what purpose. Revisit your business plan on a regular basis. Even when you're already in business, make sure that you're on track. Sometimes things come up and you lose sight of your goals. Sometimes things come up and your goals change. Make sure that you keep your business plan up to date. just in case something happens. You may need to present it to someone and say, hey, things are going a different way than I planned. I need an investor. Or, hey, things are going a different way than I planned. This is something I can get a grant. These are all things that we'll talk about when we start looking at budget and when we look at savings. So, and marketing also. So, stay tuned. Definitely contact me at the number below. And I will be posting my Twitter, Facebook, and email at the end of the video. I really enjoy this. Thank you for all of the comments. Thank you for all of the questions. I've been getting phone calls. Thank you so much. If there's anything that you want me to talk about, anything that you have on your mind, any questions, feel free to let me know. If you just have a personal question and you don't want me to make a video about it, I'll wait a little while because I'm sure, whatever question you have, it can be useful to other people. So I won't use your name if you don't want me to. And I will definitely, give you the information that you need. Okay? Make money, everybody.